Greetings. My name is Alaenura, and I'm here to say hi and to send you lots of love at this time. It seems that so many people are just moving through this opportunity to sift through aspects of self, some of the shadow aspects, some of the dark aspects of the soul. And dark in terms of the areas that we store stuff, actually, store things that may have been quite difficult to deal with at the time. And I personally, despite how much work I've done on myself, I'm really going into much deeper levels. And just I guess in this area I've developed staying power because I'm aware that within my deeper ecology there are areas that I've been compensating for a long time. And those areas are where I absorb the energy of other people. And this is really a unique opportunity for myself and for so many of us to begin to look at our inner ecology, our soul, and our behavior, our unconscious soul behavior that often keeps us in a state of bondage or basically unable to completely be free. And I know as a healer or as a therapist, part of that notion has been based upon my ability to do soul readings and to really tap into how somebody's feeling. But I'm realizing that in the process of doing so, that I am opening myself up to absorbing aspects of that being. So this is really important because for us to move into a place of sovereignty and wholeness and completeness and completely living in the light, we need to check in and be aware of who we are and how we operate in invisible realms within our inner landscape. And these are areas that often people aren't fully aware of, and we've become very good at covering things up. And often our identities are molded around these hidden aspects of our inner ecology, particularly our shadow. And somehow, because we are programmed to move towards the light, the problem with that, though, sometimes is that we leave the shadow alone. And it's the shadow that can sometimes be the basis of our light. But somewhere along the line, we have to deal with that shadow. And we need to have the courage to go in there and to acknowledge the fact that it exists and acknowledge the behavior that plays out. And it could well be the fact that we want to be there to help other people, the fact that we have left something unattended within ourselves. Not for a moment am I saying that we shouldn't be there for other people, but if that is happening simply because you have left yourself unattended, it means we are really, or the individual is really operating upon the wounded healer archetype. And we need to move into a place of complete freedom. Otherwise, somewhere down the line, this occurrence of projection, feeling hard done by, feeling trapped or in some way in bondage continues to reoccur. So I've realized that also if you don't deal with your shadow ends up dealing with you, no matter how much you want to cover it up. And as so many of us are still in the midst of winter, that there is activity within the darkness and within the coldness. And it's within the darkness or the depth of the darkness that new life springs out. So never fear about going into your inner ecology, and sitting within the shadow. Silence the mind and listen to what is happening in your heart, and activate the shadow to reveal itself and the gift that it has for you to hold, which is often something that requires releasing and acknowledging about who you are. And that way you can transmute that for the benefit of yourself and the benefit of others. Because we are really stepping into a new realm and a new idea of freedom. And this involves all the subtle areas or aspects of who we are as soul beings. And it is ambiguous. It's not easy to recognize these things, and it's kind of by design. And also, this can't be done just through the mind and through rational thought. We really need to go into those realms, to journey within and explore what's there. Once you do identify what's there, communicate with it. Realize, is this something that is helping you? Is this something that that is required now at this point in your life? Be you a healer, someone who's in real estate or whatever, is this the kind of thing that you need in your relationships, particularly in your relationship with yourself? I mean, I personally do not want to have any more relationships where I'm taking on other people's stuff, because I want to be able to really experience the divinity that exists within the union of another person, and not to be there to clear their stuff. And my old role of actually being there to facilitate that. Anyway, that's okay. That's okay. I have actually loved that part of me, and but maybe that's part of the old paradigm. For me to love an aspect of me that may seem to help other people, but may be detrimental to my own health. There's an inconsistency there. So that's where I'm at. So I really encourage you all to explore this part of you as well. This is the time now to really allow this reset button to be fully functional, to reset. Really, this is an opportunity to reset back to our original innocence, to take away these programs that have been installed from childhood actually onwards, that have become our makeup, but it's not actually who we are. So press that reset button, allow yourself to go wherever directed within your inner landscape, and embrace and love what's there, and understand what it's come to teach you, and let it go. Do the shadow work. There are many programs out there, fantastic programs. One's called the Shadow Effect. You can Google that, and I'll put a link there for you, and let it go. Let it go. Greetings. I've decided to continue this at home. Yes, I was talking about the aspects of the shadow. There seems to be a recurring theme, because basically our own individual healing will be determined by how much of the shadow we bring into the light. So I want to encourage you to continue doing this work. Our path to freedom is so important on an individual level. As Gandhi says, be the change. And for so many people who are facilitating change and trying to assist other people in their own healing, it's even more paramount to do that work themselves. We teach what we're learning ourselves. And I know from a personal perspective that it doesn't matter how much we are there for individuals, if we're not there for ourselves, then we're doing ourselves and other people a huge injustice. And to stand in our sovereignty requires us to sit within ourselves, in our fullness and our expansion. And from time to time in life, that we need to press that reset button and to allow old ideas and perceptions and models and identities to be re-examined, to really check in to see whether they are serving us completely, and whether our present identity is based on a false premise of self or false identity, an identity that was based upon the victim or a wound. And it is quite a delicate situation, because so many people who are therapists or who are healing other people are healing themselves. And if the premise or the basis of that is based on a wound that has not been healed, then it's so important at this time for us to do that, so we can really create the new and co-create a world that is free from dogma and free from the shadow effect. So I'm going to leave that with you, and I'm dedicating the next few months, year, or however long it takes for me to expand further into what I've just shared with you. It's very important for me to do that. My own healing is incredibly important, as I'm sure that you will recognize within yourselves. So enjoy this new you that is unfolding. Allow the old you to step down, particularly if it's not serving you. Much love to you. Namaste. My name is Alaenura. I love you, and I wish you all the very best in all that you do. Be gentle with yourselves as always, and take as much time as you need to be with yourselves. Find your sweet spot within yourself and in nature. To listen, to be still, to activate the new, and to listen to your inner ecology and what your heart is saying and calling you to do. Many blessings. My name is Alaenura. I see the God in you. Always, always. Namaste. This is the time. Do not postpone. If you're feeling this shift, go with it. Go with it. This is the time. Namaste.